Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brandi and you're watching the Glam Belle, and today is definitely a different kind of video. I am so excited, a little bit nervous. I am having surgery tomorrow morning on my nose. This is something that I have needed done for many years, and I kept putting it off because I just was really scared to have any kind of surgery done on my face. I've never had any surgery to my face ever. Somebody cutting into your face is definitely a little scary. I am having a septoplasty done. So I have a deviated septum that has been giving me issues for many years. I have constant post-nasal drip, which is disgusting. When I lay down at night, it constantly drips down the back of my throat, so I'm constantly coughing and clearing my throat. And then during the day, I have to keep tissues with me at all times because it drips nonstop. It's not cute, y'all. We're gonna finally get this fixed, and it is gonna look a little bit different because I have a deviated septum. My nose is a little bit crooked. Most people probably can't tell, and thankfully I'm good at makeup, so I try to contour it in a way that it looks a little more straight than it really is. But if you look really closely, my nose kind of juts off to my right, and it has like a flat area right here. And yeah, so all of this is going to be kind of pushed over. They're gonna have to shave down like this side over here. My septum kind of hangs down a little bit here because it's deviated. The plan is to get this done tomorrow, and I hope and pray that it takes care of this nasty post-nasal drip, which causes me sinus issues and all of that junk. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me on this journey of getting septoplasty/rhinoplasty, because it's a lot of soft tissue work that goes into correcting this issue as well. So they kind of call it both, septoplasty, rhinoplasty. I have all of my medicines and everything ready to go for tomorrow. My surgery is at 11 o'clock, and yeah, I'm really excited, you guys. So I'm gonna try to get a good night's sleep tonight, and tomorrow is the big day. All right, it is the morning of surgery, and I'm really excited. I'm feeling really good. I haven't had anything to eat or drink. I'm literally about to leave the house now. I am feeling very nasally right now. Like last night, I started getting some sinus stuff. I'm like, come on, man. But maybe he could just fix all that while he's in there. So this is the last time that you'll see my nose looking exactly like this. I can't wait for this to be fixed so that you can't see my septum hanging out. All right, let's go have surgery. All right, got my IV. We are ready to go. All right, I am out of surgery, looking crazy, but I feel good. Here's to easy recovery. Okay, so I have been home for a few hours, and I know this doesn't look good, but I am feeling fabulous. I've taken one pain pill, taken all the medicine that I need to take. I pray that the rest of this recovery is just as good as it's feeling right now. Okay, so this is my little concoction. I have a ton of pillows because I have to lay sitting up. I suppose in front of me just to hold on to, and this pillow has arms, so hopefully I get some good sleep tonight. Okay folks, we are one day post-op. It's been right about almost 24 hours since surgery. My voice sounds very scratchy because of the tube that they put in the throat. Honestly, that has still been the worst part of the recovery thus far, is just my throat feeling raw from the tube. Very minimal pain. I have been taking my pain medicine every 6 hours, but honestly, I could probably go with extra strength Tylenol and I think I'd be okay. I woke up this morning having just a smidge of bruising right around the eye area. It's not much at all yet. Definitely could get worse. Changed the gauze out underneath of my nose. They call this a gauze mustache or something like that. Basically catches any drippage that's happening. And this one, I think I'm that's getting better and better as well. It's like kind of drying up. Now when I go to change it, it's less and less blood coming out. I've been icing my nose 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. But so far, I feel like it's doing really, really well. And to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse. Like I was expecting to be super swollen and very bruised up. I am taking bromelain and I'm taking arnica, which are two things that help with swelling and bruising. So I started taking those like 2 or 3 days before surgery, and I slept good last night. So far, so good. I'm really, really happy with how the recovery is going. Hello, we are 2 days post-op. So I had my surgery on Friday. It is now Sunday, and this is what we are looking like. I no longer need the little mustache gauze to catch any drippage because pretty much my bleeding has subsided. I guess it's all clotted in there now. I've been cleaning my nose every 2 hours with saline spray and with like bacitracin, just keeping it nice and moisturized. I really have no pain. Like obviously if I touch it, then it's sensitive and sore. No real pain. So last night I took my last pain pill. Well, I still have more pain pills, but I took the last one that I really felt like I needed before bed. And then I waited till this morning and really was feeling just fine. So I took 2 extra strength Tylenol just in case like it all of a sudden just hit me, you know. I've done great all day long. One thing I will say that I noticed today is that my eyes are really like blurry right now. Especially like looking at things close up. And of course my vision was perfect before surgery. So I don't know if it's something to do with the swelling that's happening that's making my vision a little bit blurry. And I do have some swelling and some bruising that has now popped up. Not a ton on this side, but more on this side. The biggest annoyance is that, you know, you can't really like sniff through your nose. I did have to sneeze for the first time today, and they tell you to try to avoid sneezing. But listen, if a sneeze comes on, how are you going to avoid it, right? You just got to keep your mouth open. So I was like really nervous when I felt it coming on. Kept my mouth open and let it come out, and I was fine. But that kind of scared me a little bit. I have been very constipated since surgery. I feel like anytime I've ever had to have anesthesia, that kind of just goes with the territory. I haven't gone to the bathroom in like 3 days now. That's my update. This has been very uneventful, which is perfect in my opinion. Hello everyone. We are officially 3 days post-op, and this is what I am looking like. Overall, feel like it looks pretty much the same as it did yesterday. This bruise has gotten just a little bit darker. It's a little puffy right here. I feel like I don't have much swelling still, but I do feel like the tip of my nose has definitely gotten more swollen over the last 24 hours. But overall, like I'm still shocked that I don't have more bruising than what I do right now. Really no pain at all still. Have not even needed Tylenol. So that's such a blessing. I've been, just going about my normal business, trying not to overdo it. Just been kind of working on my computer and letting this healing thing do its thing. One thing that I did notice today is that my vision started to clear up. It was really, really blurry for the first few days, and that has gotten definitely a little bit clearer. So I'm really happy about that. My throat is not hurting nearly as much today. It's had some time to kind of, heal from having the tube in it. So that's doing much better. I just think overall, everything is going really well. I've been cleaning my nose every couple of hours as instructed. I've kind of stopped putting the ice on it at this point. And I did finally just take a shower for the first time. I just got out of the shower, just finished drying my hair. That was definitely a little bit of a task. You can't get your nose wet. You can't get the cast wet at all. So I had to very strategically try to shower and wash my hair without getting my nose wet and without bending over at all. So My hair's definitely flat up here because I couldn't diffuse it the way that I normally would. It doesn't look like it normally would on day one hair. Not really anything too exciting happening, which in my book is a win. Hello, everyone. Okay, very, very quick update because not a whole lot has changed. We are now 4 days post-op. So I had surgery last Friday. Today is Tuesday. 4 full days. It is nighttime, so 4 full days in. The bruising has started to subside. The nose has started to itch a little bit, like underneath of the bandage. I feel like I just want to get in there and like just scratch it. And I don't know if that's just because the nose hasn't been cleaned underneath of there or because of the healing process. I did have a weird little moment today where I started to run a little bit of a low-grade fever. So I did take some extra strength Tylenol, but that subsided very quickly. I don't know what that was all about, but other than that, I'm feeling really, really good. And that is the 4-day post-op update. I am officially 5 days post-op. It is evening time, 5 full days after surgery, and I'm feeling fantastic. Bruise is pretty much gone. I can breathe out of my nose really, really good. And tomorrow, I finally go to get the cast taken off. It does feel like really sensitive if I go to kind of touch even the cast. So I don't know what it's going to feel like when they take the cast off. I'm a little nervous about that. I definitely see that, you know, the tip is swollen, so I'm expecting some swelling, but I'm really excited for tomorrow and I will definitely take you guys along with me. But that is my 5-day post-op update.
Get under the tape here, gently. There we go. Whew. That'll work.
All right, folks, it is 6 days post-op, and I had my cast taken off today, as you guys saw earlier. I've actually had my nose taped up for the majority of the day because the doctor did say the way that my nose and my septum was before the surgery, and because it was like that for so long, it kind of jetted off to the right, that even with all the structuring that he did with the nose, it's still naturally going to want to push to that side. So over the next like 3 to 4 weeks, I need to keep it taped while I'm, you know, at home and at night to kind of over direct it to the left so that it will stay straight, if that makes sense. This is what it looks like. Obviously still very, very swollen, but even with the swelling and a little bit of bruising, it looks so good. And immediately as soon as he removed the cast, I can breathe so good through my nose. Like, I always had issues on this side and I can breathe so well already. I do have stitches in there. Hopefully this bruise will go away over the next few days, but this is what we're looking like. I literally just removed this tape so you can kind of see the indentation. My nose, like, it feels like a little weird. Like, it feels a little bit like numb, but also very sensitive to the touch. Today was probably the first day that I've really felt any kind of pain, and that was just from him, you know, taking off the cast and kind of pulling at it with putting on this tape. He also said as the nose starts to get less painful to take my finger and kind of push the nose over to the left and hold it for like 10 seconds. Again, trying to help keep it directing to that side so that it doesn't go back to the side that it's used to being on. You know what I mean? We're trying to keep it straight as an arrow. I'm so happy that I finally have that cast off. But I'm also kind of nervous that I'm like somehow gonna hit it or it's gonna accidentally get hit by something. I don't know. I'm like extra protective of my face now. Yeah, that is where we are at, and I will keep you updated. All right, you guys, it has officially been 12 days since surgery. It is Wednesday, and this Friday will be a full 2 weeks since surgery. I definitely still have quite a bit of swelling, and just like the doctor said, it's going to take about a year for all of the swelling to go away and to like see your final results. But the majority of the swelling will decrease within the first like 1 to 3 months. So it's going to continue to look more and more refined the longer the time goes by. I'm so happy with how it looks, but more than anything, I can breathe so much better. I can't even explain it. Like, now that I have the same amount of breathing space in both nostrils, like, it is truly a miracle what they can do through the magic of surgery. Have not had any post-nasal drip since surgery. Like, I haven't had any coughing fits when I lay down. That was a big reason why I decided to have this surgery, was because every single night I would cough for a good 30 minutes before I could ever fall asleep because of the post-nasal drip. And then during the day, I always had to have tissues with me. This side constantly dripped, like constantly, and it was gross. It was disgusting. I have not had that issue since surgery. So I am already seeing such amazing results, both aesthetically and, physically. I'm so happy. I could not have asked for a better recovery, a better surgery process. Like, all of it seemed like way easier than anything that I had anticipated. So I want to answer a few questions to close out this video, but if you have any questions that were not answered, leave them in the comments below. If I get a ton, I might do a part 2 to this. One of the big questions is always going to be, what are the risks? And for me, the biggest risk was just like the risk that comes along with any surgery, which the biggest thing would be infection. Doctors obviously take all precautions to make sure that that's not an issue. I didn't have any issue, but that is obviously one of the big risks to think about when you are thinking about having a septoplasty or rhinoplasty, or both combined like I did. What did I take? I was prescribed a nausea medicine. I was prescribed a pain medicine. Something else. Well, the antibiotic. I've never had to take the nausea medicine because they did give me a patch behind my ear before surgery to help with nausea. That like really took care of everything, because I've had a lot of surgeries in my life and I always end up throwing up after surgery because of the nausea. This time I've never had a patch, and the patch was like magical because I did not get nauseous one single time after surgery. So that was amazing. Before surgery, 3 days before surgery, I started taking something called bromelain, which helps with swelling. I think I mentioned this in the earlier part of this video. And I started taking arnica, which helps with minimizing bruising. I do have to go back to the doctor next week, which will be basically like 2.5 weeks after surgery, almost 3 weeks after surgery, just so he can check and make sure that everything's still healing. I did still have some stitches inside the nose. Because it was a closed approach, I don't have any cuts on the outside of my nose, which I'm so happy about. Obviously, recovery time is going to differ for everybody, depending on how extensive your surgery is, if it's a closed approach, if it's an open approach, all of those things. I feel like at a week, I was good. Like, obviously still very sensitive, very sensitive. And that's going to be the case probably for quite a while. So I have to be careful not to like hit the nose or touch it. I am still keeping it taped up at night. At 7 days, I felt good. I felt, if I had a 9-to-5 job, I would go back to work at that point. Obviously no heavy lifting, no, strenuous workouts or anything like that for 4 to 6 weeks. I have started walking a little bit the last few days. So that's good. I feel like I'm, getting my heart rate back up a little bit. Nothing too strenuous, obviously. Go slow to heal fast. Obviously, if you have a deviated septum that has caused you a lot of issues and you've gone to doctors and you've been on different protocols for that issue, then it is likely that you could get that part of your surgery covered under insurance. You would have to talk to, obviously, your doctor, talk to your insurance. If you are paying out of pocket, this is a surgery that costs around $9,000, $9,500. Obviously, that is depending on where you're at as well, what doctor you go to. That can vary from state to state, from doctor to doctor. And I think that is pretty much it. I am so happy. So my nose, this is the first time in my whole life that my nose has been straight. I still have quite a bit of swelling on this side, which I believe he did most of the work on this side because the septum had to be straightened and he had to build this side up because it was very flat, and brought the septum up so that it's not like hanging down like it used to be. The rhinoplasty part of this was like the soft tissue work that he kind of had to do around here. I think he might have shaved this bone down just a tiny bit as he, you know, straightened the septum just to give the most aesthetically pleasing look. But other than that, I look just like myself. Like, I don't think anybody would even be able to tell that I had anything done, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't go in there wanting a different nose. You know what I mean? I just wanted to go in, fix the breathing, fix the postnasal drip, you know, straighten up the septum, and that's it. But look at that. Look. Oh, it's so straight, you guys. Like I've never had that. That's a miracle to me. That is it for this video. I really hope that it was informative and helpful and that you enjoyed, you know, coming along with me on this crazy journey. And again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer. And yeah, that is my nose surgery vlog. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.